Welcome to Far East Wargaming, bringing you a special Horus Heresy battle report because we're taking a step away from a standard game, and in honor of the latest edition, 3rd ed of Kill Team, we thought we'd bring you some Kill Team Horus Heresy. Now, there's a fan-made rule set, but it's not for 3rd ed, it's only for 2nd ed, so we're reverting back to the old rules for all those who are watching and have dived in to the latest edition of Kill Team. Again, this is a first for us, so we know we're going to make some mistakes. Please do point them out in the comments, because that's the only way we learn, honestly. Playing or listening to more experienced players in different genres, and this is definitely a new system. But we've tested it out a bit, and it looks really fun. We're going to play the Emperor's Children for me, and who are you bringing?
I'm bringing the Iron Hands, of course. We're going to have the classic matchup.
Yes, Emperor's Children versus Iron Hands. It's going to be quite deadly. The terrain in Kill Team is quite key. We're gonna try and bring you a fun battle report, but from what I've been told by the veteran Kill Team players, 8 Marines with 3 action points each is a lot of action points in a round. We'll be doing 4 turning points, and we're gonna do a standard open play mission with 4 objectives. And we'll see who comes the victor at the end.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. We always want to bring you heresy-adjacent content as well, so I'm excited. I've actually never played Kill Team in my entire life, so to be able to get here and do it on the Heresy version, I'm looking forward to it.
Anyway, good luck, and let's see you in the report. Here we have the Emperor's Children Kill Team. This is led by a tactical sergeant with bolt pistol and power fist. Accompanying him is a tactical fire team comprised of a tactical Astartes, a tactical Astartes with Vexilla, and a tactical support Astartes with plasma gun. The second fire team is another tactical fire team comprised of 2 tactical Astartes and 1 tactical support Astartes with plasma gun. The special operative is a Legion Cacophony. Here we have the Iron Hands Kill Team. This is led by a tactical sergeant with bolt pistol and power fist. Accompanying him is a tactical fire team comprised of 2 tactical Astartes and 1 tactical support Astartes with plasma gun. The second fire team is a breacher fire team comprised of 2 breacher Astartes and a support breacher with a melter gun. The support operative is an Iron Hands Immortal. The tactical sergeant, the breacher with melter gun, and the Immortal all are upgraded with bionics. And here we have the battlefield for today's Kill Team game. We have 4 ruins that are 3 inches high to climb, and several blocking barricades and pipes, as well as a set of containers in the center, which are 2 inches to climb. We've placed 4 objectives as stated in the open play scenario that we are playing today. And we've got the deployment for the Iron Hands, because even though I won the initiative, I elected for them to deploy first. What have you deployed, Jason?
Yep, so starting on my left flank, I've got one of the breachers with a bolter who's in a position to hopefully move forward or get up on that building. Next to him is my special operative, my Immortal. I've also elected not to start the game with him in Conceal because his durability I'm hoping to take advantage of moving forward in just a bit. In the middle, I've kind of cluttered this a bit with one of the breachers with the melta gun and another one with a bolter, joined by one of the tacticals with a bolter as well. Ready to advance up the middle. I'll go towards objective 3 as needed. And then finally on my right flank, I have my sergeant kind of hugging the wall and the plasma gunner next to him as well, where they have a choice of either going up into the building and getting elevated, or if they want to go in a different direction. And the last tactical marine on my far right flank, same thing. He can either advance forward towards the building or he may go towards this barricade. We'll kind of see how it goes in just a moment.
For the Emperor's Children, we're being aggressive. Since he's been very defensive, we have the opportunity to potentially get some shots off. I've put my tactical plasma gunner
off on my left-hand side, backed up by a TAC Marine to help him out there. My special operative Cacophony is in the middle, looking to potentially get up onto some vantage points if he can. Again, accompanied by the Vexilla here. I don't think the Vexilla is going to follow him, but we'll see. Then a lone Marine all the way in the middle. I think he's going to have to decide where he goes. Next to him is our Sergeant with a Power Fist. He's eyeing the center objective, but he's the only guy with the Conceal Order. So his short range, I thought no need to give him a attack order just yet. Then our second Plasma Gunner is on the other side. Again, looking to maybe have to make a dash up onto the top here with a TAC Marine all the way out there to try and see if he can run all the way around. We'll be back with the fight phase for the Turning Point 1.
Okay, so I'm going to activate my first, and I'm going to activate this breacher here, who's going to use his first action point to move up. And since we're Iron Hands and dashes cost us double, we're going to go ahead and just elect to shoot from that vantage point right there. And I'm going to go ahead and target the Cacophony.
Yep, and for my guy, I'm going to do a return fire for him, I think, because I'm going to spend an action point and do a return fire.
Okay. So I've got 4 bolter shots coming at you.
And I have 3 defense dice.
Okay. So hopefully we can shoot. Let's see what we can do.
That's 3 hits.
Not bad. That's 3 hits. No criticals, unfortunately, but that's okay. 3 hits.
I'm saving on 3s as well. That is 3 saves.
Uh-oh.
So that is ineffective shooting. I managed to dodge that with my Cacophony, but I have 5 shots in return with Staccato.
That's correct.
Staccato here. I need 3s to hit with Gets Hot, though, which is going to be a problem. Sadly I say, fortunately no Gets Hot, but I've got 1 critical and 3 normal hits. Since you're a breacher, you get an extra defense dice for this, and since you're Iron Hands, you can re-roll your 1s.
Let's see if this pays off. All right, so here's the 4 dice to save. So there we go. That helps. That's 1 critical. And then I can re-roll the ones. And yes, so after all of that, I negate
2 of them.
3 of them.
3 of them, including the critical, yes.
Yes, and 1 goes through.
So you just take 4 wounds.
Okay, well, would have liked to have at least got the better of that exchange, but we'll take what we've got. All right. I don't think I have any other actions for that particular gentleman because I can't dash. I guess I could move.
Oh, you do already move to get up there.
Okay, so then nope, that's it for him. So we'll come back with your activation.
For the Emperor's Children, we're going to start pretty simple. We're going to take this Tactical Marine and we're going to move him his full movement to the objective here. And we're going to place him on it. He is not within line of sight of any of the other Iron Hands. So now I'm going to go and spend an action point to secure this objective and score 1 victory point for the Emperor's Children. Since he's activated already, he has no possibility of doing a reaction because he could try and suppress if he was up there. And now for the last one, I will just shoot at that same target because he's an advantage. I can see him and he's not concealed. It's just a standard 4 shots. You have a 4 saves as well. I'm looking for 3s. You're looking for 3s.
Yep.
So I have 3 hits.
Yep, 3 hits.
And you have?
Let's see how many saves we make. Rerolling the 1s for Iron Hands, of course. Well,
that's 3 saves.
That's 3 saves, so not needed. 1, 2,
ineffective
3.
shooting from the bolt guns from both sides there.
Yes, apparently everything is on stun. All right, next up I'm going to activate this Tactical Iron Hand here. So with his first action point, we're going to come basically to there. And with the second one, we are going to
score a point.
And I'm going to have no action after that because since I have the Conceal Order on, I'm not going to be able to shoot anything. And that will pass initiative over to you.
For me, I'm going to activate my Vexilla, and he's going to start by moving. So he's going to move 2 inches here, 2 through, and 2 forward. It was about here, I think we measured off camera for that.
Yep.
So he is round the corner. He is sadly not going to be in a good position to protect, but he can dash after he shoots to get into cover. So he will do the cowardly thing. He's going to take 4 shots initially at this guy who has scored your point. You have 3 saves because he's not a breacher, he's just another attack marine.
That's correct.
And sadly, there's only 1 hit.
All right, so hopefully I can pass that. And
you do.
absolutely, we saved it.
Perfectly safe. And what we'll do is then we'll take a dash, which is a 3-inch move, and we're going to dash for the last action point over to get some type of heavy cover.
For my next activation, I'm going to go with the Immortal. So measured it. So 2, 4, 6 is there with my first action point. My second action point, I'm going to elect to shoot into your tactical that's scored on that objective.
Following suit. Let's hope you do the same with your dice as I did.
Okay.
So you have 4 shots with the bolt gun.
Yep, the bolters haven't been doing too much. Let's see what happens. And
that's 2 crits.
2 crits.
And what's the one that's hidden away over there?
It's a miss, but I'll take the 2 crits.
I've got 3 saves. I need crits. I have nothing to save there. That's 2 crits. And with a bolt gun, a crit I think is 4 or 5. We'll put those wounds on my poor guy and move over to me. Oh, sorry.
Yep. Sorry, that was just the second action point. So before we move on too quickly, I'm going to go ahead and do my dash over here. Same thing. I want to try and get into some cover.
So literally copying.
Literally copying you and going like this. So all finished.
My poor guy suffered 8 wounds, so he's now injured and he's losing an action point, which is not great for him, but maybe he can survive till the next phase. I've got no more shots coming in from the Iron Hands, so I'm going to be quite aggressive. I'm going to move up all the way, my normal move to here, and then I'm going to dash to the barricade. I sadly can't get to the second point, and also there is no line of sight to get shots on the guy who's hiding over here. So that's the end of his movement.
Okay, I will go straight into my next activation because for me with everything in conceal, it's pretty simple what I'm doing. I'll go ahead and activate this Melt-A-Gunner. So again, he's just going to go 2, 4, 6, straight into there. And I will have no further actions. So that is my activation for him.
So I'm going to take this Tactical Marine, and I can't score. I'm way too far away from the objectives, but I'm going to move up and try and do some damage there. Okay. So I'm going to move up 6 towards these barricades to get some cover, but it also allows me to shoot since I'm within engagement of it.
Yep, so I think you told me off camera you wanted to do something like this?
Yep, that looks perfect. And then I'm going to shoot at the guy who's on the objective.
Okay.
He's not taking any wounds yet. He needs to start taking some wounds there.
Okay.
So that's 4 shots, hitting on 3s. That is 4 hits, all hits.
All right, I dropped the dice.
3 saves, re-rolling your 1s.
All right, let's see what we do here. And that's going to be all 3 saves.
Oh my god. Oh, so but then I have 4 wounds, so you do take just 3 wounds on that one guy. Not ineffective. I have an extra action point, but I don't want to dash across this. I don't really want to move too much further, so I'm going to call it for him, and that's his activation.
So for my next activation, I'm going to use this breacher right here. So basically he's going to go 2, 4, and 6 right there to the edge, like so. Because I was in conceal, I obviously cannot take any further action, so that's going to be my operative done.
Emperor's children need to take advantage of this lack of shooting coming our way. So what we're going to do is my plasma guy is going to dash forward towards the barricade here and then use his movement to come up and get a vantage point here. Then finally he's going to take his shots at the other breacher on the other side here. We're just going to use the standard shot, which is 4 shots with AP1 hitting on 3s. So it does negate your breacher shield, but you still get 3 saves.
Okay. Ooh, that's a good roll. That's 4 hits.
That's 4 hits, and they all do 5 damage. You need to do some serious saves here.
I got to do some serious saves. And
oh, you do?
I do. I save 3.
So you just take 5 damage. You're on 4. That means you're on 9. That means you are injured. So you're down an AP for the next.
So I'm going to go ahead and activate the plasma gunner here. So I'm going to use the first action point to move there. And then because Iron Hands have to spin double to dash, we will go ahead and dash forward and put me right there on the corner. And that will be the end of that activation.
My Cacophony did a reaction, so he's down 1 action point. So all I'm going to do is move sideways so I can get some shots off onto the breacher who is nearly dead. I just really want to take him away and remove some firepower from this game.
I would love to see you get hot here.
Yeah, God. So 5 shots, getting hot on 1s, hitting on 3s. There is 1 get hot and 3 saves. You have 4 saves.
Rerolling 1s.
Rerolling 1s. Rerolling 2 1s there.
Uh-oh, I think he's going to die no matter what, even if I save both of these. And yep, he's going to die.
So he's taking 10 wounds. He is dead. I have managed to kill one of the breachers. That is 1 less guy I have to deal with on the board. But that is the last of my actions for this guy.
Next activation will be my sergeant. So for his first action point, once again, he will move up with 1. And then he will do a dash, which costs me double, and go like so. And that is it.
Since there's no valid targets for my plasma gunner, he's just going to move his full distance he can into the cover there. He's going to have to try and come up next turn.
And my last operative, which is this TAC Marine over here on the flank. So I'm going to go ahead and move 6 to here, and then my double cost dash takes me to something like this. And that will be it. No more activations for the Iron Hands, and I'm currently a man down.
Yep, and then for my final activation, my sergeant, he is just going to come over. So he's going to use 1 triangle to get there, a circle to get over, and a triangle to get to the other side. That'd be 2 of his. And then we're going to put him another circle over here. And then finally, we're going to flip this over and do a dash. He's going to be very ballsy. We're going to hope for winning the initiative here, because it's going to be very much all or nothing for this sergeant in the next turn.
Okay, so for the Iron Hands, I did actually win the initiative, even with the Emperor's Children getting a reroll. I rolled a 6.
I couldn't get it. I didn't. It was so annoying.
So we're going very aggressive this turn. Almost everything is going to be taking offensive action, with the exception of the 1 guy on the objective marker who's still going to be in conceal. I have an opportunity to potentially knock down 1 or 2 of the Emperor's Children operatives if I get some good dice rolls. In addition, in the
strategic phase,
target reveal, I've elected to do central control, so basically I need more of my APL within square of the middle versus the opponent. This is also kind of playing into my plans, because right now I've got a lot of guys within square of the center.
Yeah. And for me, I've gone full offensive. I have gone absolutely 100% on the offensive here. Everybody is taking a attack action, so the engage action here. We're going to try and will down some more. Blood is how we're going to do this for the Emperor's Children. Oh, and for us, we've chosen Seek and Destroy for our attack op, and I've given it to my sergeant, who is in the middle here, because he is definitely going to go and Seek and Destroy there.
Okay, for my first activation, I'm actually going to go with the Breacher with the melter gun. So he's first going to move, so we're going to go 2, and then 4, like so, putting him there at the front. And then with my second action point, I'm going to elect to shoot at your sergeant.
I'm going to spoil your day. I'm going to react and dash away.
Okay.
So I'm going to dash to the edge here. I can do 3 inches. I'm going to dash to my heavy cover and go to the side and get out of line of sight there, just because I don't want to be shot at.
Okay.
By especially a melter gun, and I will lose an action point, so it's going to make me killing stuff a bit harder. But I can't eat that.
No problem.
We're going to keep it simple for the Emperor's Children here. We're just going to activate this TAC Marine. In hindsight, I should probably put him in the conceal, because he's not really be able to do much. He is injured. He is going to take a victory point by securing the objective here. And then he's going to stay put for his next action, because he's already in engagement of a heavy cover. But anything coming around the corners is going to hurt him anyway.
For the Iron Hand's next activation, I'm going to go ahead and choose to activate this plasma gunner right here. And in addition, I'm also going to use one of my tactical ploys, which is the tethered omnispecs, which cost 1 CP. And what this basically says is, when I choose an operative in my kill team to perform a shoot action, add 1 to its shooting attack until the end of the phase. But if I'm within square of the team leader, which is the sergeant right here, I get +2 to the attack. So that's going to be 6 plasma shots that I'm going to put down into your Vexilla.
I think that just means that I'm going to have to return fire on this because I think he is going to die. So I will return fire after you've done all that shooting.
Okay.
And are you doing the AP2 or AP1?
I think I'm only going to do the AP1. I really don't need to risk hurting myself.
So you're hitting on 3s here and
With 6
6s.
shots.
Yes, doing 5 damage on each one.
Yep, with yeah, that's going to be a lot. That's going to be 5 total hits, so I think I'm going to vaporize you no matter what.
I think you will vaporize me. I don't think there's any point in saving these. I only save 1. He is a dead man, but he does get to take 4 shots with a bolter back at you.
Okay.
And he's hitting on 3s as well. He's hit twice. You have 3 saves.
Okay. And 1 does go through.
So you take 3 wounds in return, but you have vaporized my poor guy. So for my plasma gunner, I'm going to start off simple. We're going to start by shooting across, but we're not going to target the other plasma because he's already had his shots, and I think I've got something else to kill him later. But we're going to shoot at the leader because I think getting rid of the leader will help here. So I'm going to take 4 shots with a plasma.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and elect to return fire just in case, because he may not be there long for this world, so I might as well go ahead and return fire.
That is a smart one. I am hitting on 3s with 4 shots. 6s are criticals. That is, all 4 are hit there on 3s. No criticals, though. You do have 3 saves on 3s.
Okay, and I do also have bionics on my sergeant as well.
Yep, so for wounds.
Okay,
So 1 goes through. That's 5 wounds you take, and you do have a 6+ feel no pain on the wounds.
I get to re-roll the 1, though.
Oh, you
because of
do
Iron
get to...
Hands.
Yes, you do.
Yep.
Oh.
Which we pass.
Iron Hands rules. So you just take 1.
Yep.
You take 1 wound there, which is 5, and you have a feel no pain on this of 6+. Nope.
So just about 5 wounds.
And then you shoot back at me now with 4 shots again.
That is correct.
Horus Heresy Kill Team. Reactions of galore.
So here's the bolter shots, and only 2 hits.
And I have 3 saves on 3+. 1. So I take 3 wounds as well. So 5 for 3 there. And then for the rest of my action, I'm going to actually drop down with my movement there and just stay in cover.
All right, next up, I'm going to go ahead and activate this TAC Marine. For my first action, I'm actually going to score that to get me another point. Excuse me. And then next up, I'm going to go ahead and dash, which is double cost for me. Putting me over here, but more critically, loading up the center.
Oh, we need to kill some of these guys to lower this extra VP you're going to get. For my next one, what we're going to do is we're going to activate the TAC Marine over here. He's going to spend a circle to get over the side, another circle to get to here, and a final circle to get there. He will score for 1 activation point, and then we're going to take a shot, and we're going to shoot the melter guy. 4 shots here. Since he's activated, there is no return fire. We're going to take 4 shots on 3s. And that's another 4 wounds on there, 4 hits, sorry.
Well done.
And you have 4 saves because you are a breacher.
And can re-roll the 1s because of Iron Hands. And look at that.
That's 4 more saves. Bolters are ineffective against Marines.
The flesh is not weak.
And that is the end of the activation for him.
Okay, so for my next activation, I'm going to go ahead and use the Sergeant. I'm going to elect to actually have him shoot downwards at the Tactical Marine behind that little pipe right there below me.
I'm actually not going to do anything for that because I need to use him for other things.
Okay, so then I've got 4 bolter shots coming at you. And that's a good roll. That's 4 hits.
And I've got to save all of these to help. That is 6s all around there.
Wow.
So I just take 3 wounds from the bolter. Anything else you guys going to do?
Yeah, so for the last action point, I'm actually going to move him back. Like so. And that will be it.
Decisions, but I think the only decision is that we're going to shoot our nice cacophony all the way up at the plasma because he hurts and we need to get rid of him there. And what that means is I will be doing shots, which is 5 shots with the Staccato, we're not going to fuselage. I was debating whether putting some shots into the back because I can spread within circle, but it just means more save dice. And I really don't need to have that. You've been rolling very hot on your saves. So, and 3+ saves are actually easier to do than we think. Hitting on 3s, gets hot on 1s. So that is 3 hits.
Yep.
And no criticals. I need criticals to be able to bypass your stupid saves.
All right, let's try and get some saves. Rerolling the 1s once again. And there's
That's
2
2.
so far. Come on, baby, pass this one.
No. So he does take 5 wounds.
Okay.
So he is now injured there.
That is correct.
But what we'll do, I think, then is we will end his... I think I'm happy where he is. I'm going to end his activation.
All right, for my next activation, I'm going to activate this breacher right here. So I had pre-measured, so going 2, then 2, then 2, basically to put him against the wall over here, but still maintain that distance to the center to try and score. With my second action point, I'm going to go ahead and shoot at your wounded tactical marine right here, hopefully getting him injured.
Yeah, he's going to have to eat it. It's 4 shots. I'm going to rely on you rolling badly with these shots.
Bolters haven't been good, so let's see what happens.
Oh, that's all 4.
That's a good roll. That's all 4.
I need 3+ saves here.
Was a 4 there.
This could hurt. That is only 1 save, so I take 9 wounds.
And I think that's going to knock him out.
That is knocking him out of the game there. That is another Empress Children down. Bolt of Fire finally coming into play. Not much less for me to do. My plans were severely spoiled in this turning point here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my Sergeant out. He's only got 2 action points left. He is going to then shoot his bolt pistol at the melter gun. We've got to try and whittle some wounds down here, there. I have 4 shots hitting on 2s. Same as a bolter, just less range. That is everything and a crit. I kind of needed that crit to help.
Okay.
So now you have 4 saves as well, because Iron Hand's also rerolling 1s.
Yeah, and the Breacher Shield is the 4 saves. Okay, so that's 3 so far. Rerolling the 1.
Oh my god, there's 4 saves, but any of them crits?
None are crits.
So you do take 4 wounds from the crit there.
All right. All right, for my next activation, I'm going to go ahead and activate the Bolter Boy here. So we're going to go triangle to the barrier for 1. We're going to hop over for 2, 3. We're going to move 1 more inch for 4. And then we're going to move forward 2 more inches for 5, 6. So that's my first action point. My second action point is going to be to go ahead and activate that objective, so that brings the score to 3, 3.
Yep.
I don't have anything further, I don't have anything to shoot at, and I cannot actually dash because of the double cost, so I'm going to finish up right there.
Since I don't have any other activations, because he's managed to kill 2 of my guys in this turning point, I get an Overwatch reaction for this activation phase for myself. I'm going to use it on my Cacophony to shoot at the Plasma guy, who has been taking the brunt of it, but has been surviving. Since it's an Overwatch, I have to hit on 4s now instead of 3s, so it's 1 less. But it's still the same number of shots. I still get hot, so this is more of a gamble for me now. There is a gets hot here, and these are 2 misses, but my 2 hits are both criticals. So on your 3 saves, you have to get 6s to save these.
It'd be nice if I could save this. Let's see what we do. There's 2 6s. We're still alive, and you hurt yourself.
So I took a wound, additional wound on this guy, and we're going to go to the activation of the Iron Hands next. What a save!
Okay, for my last operative to go ahead and activate, I'm going to go ahead and move out with this Immortal, the 2 inches. And I'm going to elect to shoot at your tactical marine that is actually sitting on that objective.
Yep, he is already 6 wounds down. He's only got 5 wounds left. You have 4 shots with your bolters hitting on 3s there.
It'd be nice if we could actually finish him off. Let's see what happens. And 2 hits.
2 hits.
It's
That's
possible.
enough. I've got 3 saves. I need 3s. I need to save at least 1 of these. And that is 3 1s.
Oh my gosh.
That is another Empress Children who has bit the dust. I am losing out in this phase, in this turning point here. It is hurting for the Empress Children. I'm a man down again. I have no activation, so I can only do an Overwatch. I'm going to shoot with the bolt pistol again at the Breacher. I'm hitting normally on 2s, now I'm hitting on 3s, 4 shots. That is 2 wounds, and you have 4 saves.
Rerolling ones, so let's see if we can hang on. There
That's
it is.
perfectly fine. That is me down, and I think as well, because you have more people in the middle, you get an extra victory point, so it goes to 4-3.
That's correct. I activated central control at the beginning of this turn, and I did score it this turn as well, and I can potentially keep scoring it all game long.
So for turning point 3, in the strategy phase, I had 4 CP, and I think the Iron Hands had 3.
That's correct.
Since this is kind of a critical phase for us, I decided to spend 2 and get Fulgrim's Grace, which automatically gives me the initiative on this turning point, sorry. And also I get an additional attack and defense dice in the fight phase, which is going to be key as well because my sergeant is close and going to be probably charging.
Yep, and I went ahead and responded by activating the strategic ploy Resilience of Ferrous Manus for 2 CP of my 3, because since you have the automatic initiative, what this does is it actually halves your critical hit damage, ignores any critical rules from the weapons, and I get to re-roll my failed defense dice for this entire turning point. So this is going to actually be huge for my defense. And then I used my last available CP to activate another one of the objectives, which was hold the line, and that basically says that at the end of the turning point, if my opponent is not within the hexagon of or the pentagon of the drop zone, so many terms here, excuse me, then I'm going to score more VPs. So basically I'm doing all of this to try and force Rich's hand, force him to move around.
Yep, and I also elected to spend 1 more CP to do challenge again. This time, since I'm more or less guaranteeing my sergeant is going to be in close combat, I'm going to hope he kills something here. So it'll be challenge for the sergeant here. In terms of initiative, since I went first, everybody in my squad is attacking. I've got the plasma down here doing an engage order. The cacophony, of course, is going to engage order as well. Sergeant, engage ordering, and my last poor guy is actually, he's concealed because of the fact that there's a strategic ploy where I need to get into the zone, a tac ops, I need to get into his zone. I might need to be taking some cover there. So we'll see what happens. I only have 4 guys, and in return, the Iron Hands, I think you guys went super aggressive.
We went super aggressive as well. Now, I do have a lot of wounded guys. 4 of my operatives are wounded, but there was no downside to going very aggressive. I want to be able to shoot and do as much damage and hopefully finish off 1 or 2 more of the Emperor's Children operatives, but we'll see what happens.
To start, I'm going to start with my plasma gunner. He's going to have to come and do some damage. He's going to come up, movement for 1 of his CP, and he's going to shoot across at your sergeant for the second action point there.
I'm going to go ahead and elect to return the fire there because there's a good chance that I'm not going to live anyhow, so he might as well go ahead and do that.
Okay, so for this, since it's a plasma gun, I think it was 4 shots, or is it 5? It's 4 shots.
4 shots, correct.
4 shots, and I'm looking for 3s to do damage here. That is 3 hits, no criticals, but then again, you'd have your criticals. And now you re-roll all defense dice.
Yes, that's correct, thanks to my Resilience of Ferrous Manus. So no need, we actually passed all of them.
Oh, that's the end of that. And then since he can't do anything else, well, you're going to shoot back, right?
Yep, yeah, I elected to return fire if you recall. So 4 shots coming back at you, not too effective, so 2 hits.
And then I have 3 defense dice.
Yep.
That is 2 critical saves, so we're good there. And then for the dash, what I will do is just move a bit further back on a dash here so that I'm not visible down below, but I will be visible from above.
Okay, so my first activation, I'm going to go ahead and activate the same plasma gunner. He's going to go ahead and pay back the favor to his opposing member, the plasma gunner of the Emperor's Children.
I can't react either, and you only have 2 action points, but you only need 1 to do the shot.
Yep.
So 4 shots hitting on 3s.
Okay. And no, not very good. 2 hits.
2 hits.
No criticals.
I've got 3 shots, 3 to save on 3s as well. Oh, AP 1, so. On 4s, sorry, I lose a dice, but yeah, AP1 loses a dice, but I passed all of them anyway, right? So, let me re-roll those. Oh, no, I think it's probably a dead guy. That is the end of one of our poor guys here. Gonna have to take a risk here. We're gonna go all out. We're gonna take the sergeant first, and we're going to do a shooting action against the immortal there. We have 4 shots with a bolt pistol. Do you want to take a reaction for this?
I do. I want to go ahead and return the fire.
Oh, okay, returning fire here. So I will take 4 shots on 2s. That is 3 hits, no criticals.
Yep. And I have 4 dice, and once again, re-rolling everything. So, re-rolling the 2 fails. And that successfully passes.
Successful pass, and then you have 4 shots in return.
That's correct. See if we can hopefully wound you. That would be nice. And that's going to be 2 hits.
And I have 3 saves. And that's 2 saves in return. But it actually did exactly what I needed now, because now for my second action point, I'm going to charge you. And since you can't react to this, the charge is going to go through. And then for the final one, we're going to do a fight action there for this sergeant. And the sergeant, since he is a sergeant with a power fist, he is pretty deadly in close combat there. So I think for his strength, his attacks, the tactical sergeant with a power fist has 5 attacks, plus 1 though for the Fulgrim's Grace, so I have a total of 6 attacks in this.
Yep.
I am needing 3s to wound. They are brutal though, so the only way for you to counter these are with the critical hits. So you can't counter without, because of the power fist. So to parry. But with your critical hits you can parry 2. So you can parry 2 there. It's gonna be a tough one for these guys. I've only got 3 hits, and 1 is critical. So 1, well, regardless, you need to parry. So with your 4 attack dice, 4 defense dice.
4 defense dice.
Yes. Yep. You need, and you can re-roll all these.
I can re-roll. Yes, that's correct.
So you have 1.
Okay.
And then now you need to, which can parry 2. So you need another 6.
All right. Let's see what happens. And we got it. We got it all. So we've actually successfully parried all of that.
Yep. So now we're just engaged over there.
For my next activation, we're going to use the breacher with the melt-a-gun. There is a bit of a method to the madness here. So we're going to go ahead and move 2 and 2 again. So that's my first action point. My second action point, I'm going to go ahead and activate that objective for another point.
Wow.
And then my last action point, I'm going to fire the melt-a-gun into the face of your tactical marine.
This is gonna hurt so bad. Do I decide to do a reaction here and try and get away? But I just don't think there's anywhere. Oh no, because I have a conceal order, I will use an action to dash to the side here. That gives me concealment, so you can't actually shoot me. That is taking one of my actions away though, so I only have 2. I've got to play this very safe and see what we can do here. Only thing to do here for the cacophony is to trade off and shoot the plasma. We're going to do 5 shots into him, hitting on 3s. There's a lot of defense from the Iron Hands this turn because of their strategic ploy, but we got to try it. That is 1 gets hot, so I do take another wound to go to 3 wounds here. And I cause 3 damages. And 1 of them is a critical though. You don't take the critical extra, so you don't take them, but you do have to try and save it on a 6.
Yeah, so let's see what we can do here. Okay, so I've successfully passed 2 so far. And then I get the re-roll on the 2, and let's hope for the 6. It is a 6.
Oh my god, your rolls here, so no damage done by this guy here. I think we're just going to leave him where he is, because he is actually well located for Overwatch Fire next.
My next activation, I'm going to go ahead and use this tactical marine here. He's going to use his first action point to take that objective, giving me another one, bringing me to 6-3. Then I'm going to go ahead and move to the edge of the pipe right here for my second action point. And for my last one, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to go ahead and shoot at the cacophony.
Yeah, the cacophony is vulnerable, and I can't return fire, so you just get 4 shots hitting on 3s.
All right, yep. So let's see what we can do here. It'd be nice to wound that guy. And it's a good roll. That's 3 hits.
And 2 of them are crits. That is painful. That might be enough to kill me if I don't get any saves on this, because I have 3 wounds. I only have 8 left, and that is 8. That is the end of my guy, because I saved 1, but they're not the crits. So those 8 crits will kill me with 11 wounds here. That cacophony is dead. The Emperor's children are in trouble. Will they make it to turning point 4? Emperor's children, we're in trouble. We're going to try and take as many victory points as we can. So what we're going to do is, he is down an action point. He's not injured, so he can still do this. He's going to activate for 1. And then since we need to get into his zone, he's going to move the furthest he can, which will put him out of sight of anything else that can shoot him. So he's going to be alive to the next turn, but there's not much else we can do with this poor guy.
Okay, for my next activation, I'm going to go ahead and activate this Tactical Marine here. So he's going to spend 1 point to gain me 1 more objective, taking it to 6-4.
Yep.
And then we're going to move to 4, slightly over 5, so that I can make sure that I can draw a proper line of sight to that gentleman over there. And I'm going to go ahead and use my last action point to shoot my bolter at him.
Yep, I only have defense. I can't react to this, so I only have the Overwatch later.
Okay, so here's the 4 shots from the bolter. And that's a good round of shooting. 1 critical and 2 normals.
Then we'll save here. That is 3 saves, but so I just take the critical, which is 4 wounds on this guy. So he is 4 wounds down. Then, since it's my turn again, I've got an Overwatch, and since my leader is engaged in combat, I can only do the Overwatch action with this guy. He's going to return fire basically at the guy who just shot at him. Since it's Overwatch, I'm only hitting on 4s though. Again, high defensive phase for the Iron Hands, hitting on 4s. That is 1 critical hit only. The others are all missed.
Okay, so here's my 3 saves. Re-rolling because of the...
He needs the crit save.
Yeah, I need the crit save so I can re-roll. And no, it does go through for 4.
So he takes 4. That means that guy is injured. So he goes to 7 wounds.
That is correct.
And so he's going to lose a action point next turn, but it's still very much stacked in the Iron Hand's favor.
For my next activation, I'm going to use the Breacher here, who's going to use for 2, 4, 5 to put him roughly about there, 5-6 range, we'll call it that. His second, he's going to go ahead and shoot at that same wounded tactical.
He is so vulnerable over there. He's sadly not in concealment as well, especially to somebody in vantage.
All right, so here's the 4 shots. That's a good roll. That's 3 hits.
And then 3 saves. There is 2 wounds. That's 6 more, and he is on 10, so he's got 1 left. He has 1 wound remaining. I'll just move that to 10. Well, actually, I'll just move that to 1 because I don't think there's a 10-sided dice. Okay. And what else have you got?
I've only got 2 guys left, so the next one is going to actually be my Immortal in combat with your Sergeant. I'm going to go ahead and activate that.
So, yeah, this is the same way. We did it slightly wrong last time, but we just ended up doing a draw anyway. Same principles apply. You roll and I roll, and then you allocate first since it's your activation on how you do damage.
Okay.
So you have how many dice? I think it's, since it's a normal guy.
It's an Immortal, actually.
It's the Immortal. How many does the Immortal have? I think he's just the same number of attacks as a regular Breacher, but let's double check that in the rules here to see what's going on. And then I know I have 5 in return. So we will see. Pardon me for this. We've not played with the Immortals before. It was always going to be a bit of a learning curve for us doing Horus Heresy in the Age of Darkness. So for your Immortal, he has Combat Knife, 4 attacks hitting on 3s.
Okay.
I have 5 attacks, 6 because of the special rule for Fulgrim to this turn.
Okay.
So I'm hitting on 3s as well.
All right. And I got 3 hits, but no criticals.
And I have... Oh, I have 3 hits and 2 criticals. You can parry 2 with 1 because of your Breacher shield there. But you have nothing to parry the critical. So you choose first what you're going to do with your first attack. Are you going to cause damage, which is 3 damage, or are you going to parry 2 of my shots, and each of mine is 5?
Yep, I think I'm going to actually parry 2 of those.
Yep, and then I'm going to put this one through, because it's a normal one, for 5 wounds.
Okay.
And now you have your next attack. So you can choose, well, you can't really do any damage, so you're going to have to parry as well, right? So you're going to have to cause damage, I think, with these guys.
Yes. Now, just quick question, because I have bionics, do I get a save off of that?
You get a save. Yes, you get a 5+, actually, feel no pain save for these attacks here.
Okay, so let me just go ahead and roll that. So 5+, feel no pain. And I saved 1, so I'm taking 4 so far.
Okay.
All right, and so for my next one, I'm going to go ahead and, since I can't parry your criticals, I'm going to put that through for 3.
Okay, so that I take 3 wounds. Then this is 7 wounds, which I think would kill you next if you don't save these on 5-ups.
That's correct. So I'm going to go ahead and roll the 7 now. And, ooh, we did pass 3, so that's another 4. So I've taken 8 total.
Okay, and then are you going to cause the damage on me again with that last one there?
I have no choice, so
Yeah,
that's another
so
3.
6, and then there's another 7 coming your way.
All right.
So you need to save a lot of, I think you need to save 3 of these.
I think it's more than that. I think it was 8. So yeah, I got to save at least 3 of these, but I don't think that's going to happen. And no, so 1, 2, 3, 4 goes through. The Immortal is down, and I've done 6 to you.
Yep, and that means I can also reveal a special attack up with my last one, which gives me +1 victory points for killing... Oh, sorry, no, not sorry. I get my challenge victory point for killing 1 person with my sergeant. So it's 6-4 is the score so far. Since it's my activation and I have only 2 guys left, I get to shoot with my sergeant now that he is out of close combat. He has taken 6 wounds. He's got 6 left. Overwatch with 4 shots, hitting on 2s normally, now hitting on 3s. Again, hard to kill Iron Hands with bolt pistols. That is only 1 critical hit, which is 4 wounds, which would be enough to kill this guy because he's on 7 right now, but you have 3 re-rollable dice.
That's correct, so here we go.
That's 1 miss.
And let's see what happens. Yes,
there's the Iron Hands
He's
to
still
save
alive.
him there. And I think you've got the last guy, your sergeant here.
Yes, and just to recap, the reason why he's got 10 wounds sitting next to him is because we realized that we missed the AP1 of the Plasma Gunner of the Emperor's Children, which would have gone through, causing the extra 5. So he's got 1 wound left. So he's my last guy to activate. So he's simply going to move.
And he's got 1, no, he's got 1 action only because
he's only got 1 action?
So he can shoot. He has the angle to shoot though.
Yep, so I will go ahead and do that then, since I only have 1 action point since he's wounded. I'm going to go ahead and fire my 4 shots into your sergeant, see if I get lucky and kill him.
Yep, 4 shots here. Oh, do you have a bolt pistol or a bolter? You have a bolt pistol, right?
It should be a bolter, actually.
Oh, bolter? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I've been playing a bolter the whole game.
Okay.
All right, so here we go. And, oh my goodness, that is a lot.
That's a lot of saves to do. I think he might be a dead sergeant as well. That is 8 wounds that I'm going to eat there. He is a very dead sergeant. The Emperor's Children are in trouble going into turning point number 4. Turning point 4, strategic phase. We all generated another CP, but we didn't use any of them. It is a pretty dire situation for the Emperor's Children. We only have 1 guy left. Since it's the initiative step and we both rolled 3, the Iron Hands go first because they didn't have initiative in the previous one. And as you can see, they've all gone very, very aggressive here. And since my guy is all alone with 1 wound left, he's gone very defensive just to survive and report the failure of the Emperor's Children, hopefully there. So, since it is your step first, who are you going to shoot with?
I'm going to go ahead and actually move first. So I'm going to activate this breacher here. We're going to go ahead and move. And the reason why we're moving is to get the angle.
Yep.
And then for my second action, I'm going to elect to shoot.
Well, I'm going to save myself and dash inside cover here and be kept alive for that 1 point. I don't think anything's going to be able to get me if I stay where I am there. Next is my activation, and I am concealed, and I'm going to be cowardly. I'm just going to have to stay alive. There's really not much one lone survivor can do, and I think really it comes down to the rest, because I won't be doing any Overwatch reactions, so it comes down to how many more points the Iron Hands can score in Turning Point 4.
Yeah, so just talking through it rather than watching all of the different activations. So this guy's obviously going to capture this objective, which brings it to 8-5. This Tactical Marine would move over here and capture this one, which would be 9-5. And then the Tactical Marine here, once he activates, would take that one and make it 10-5. And then, of course, everybody else would just run and hide or do whatever else because we can't get the angle on the Emperor's Children.
And there we had it. 4 turning points in Kill Team and a decisive victory for the Iron Hands.
Yeah, for the first time to play it, I actually found the game very fun, and not just because the Iron Hands won. I've actually never played this game before. I had no idea what to expect, but it does add an interesting new wrinkle that I really enjoy.
I like it, to be honest. I've become more of a fan of just the regular Kill Team over playing full 40k, smaller zones, and I'm loving the Heresy version. Now, the rules are different, as the Kill Team guys will have seen. We've added reactions. There are actually a lot more rules in the Heresy rule set that we haven't played, just for simplicity's sake. You can destroy all the buildings in Heresy Kill Team, and that was just a bit too much for our first time. We'll probably bring that, or aspects of that, in the next one. But just the fact that we have reactions adds a different aspect to how we go back and forth. Makes it more deadly, as reactions did in Age of Darkness.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow, I mean, it was a really interesting, really fun game. I know we made some mistakes, so don't be afraid to point those out in a constructive manner, of course. My takeaway is that breachers are actually really good in Kill Team with the extra defensive dice.
Yep, that really did help. And Iron Hands just in general are very sturdy. You do suffer from movement, which is actually quite key in Kill Team. But the ability to re-roll ones, and then you had something to do with Ferrus Manison losing his head or something along those lines. Allowed you to re-roll all your dice.
The resilience of Ferrus Manus was actually pretty nasty. Being able to re-roll failed defensive dice, being able to have critical damage. I think it's crazy. I think the other one that was crazy as well is that tethered auspex where my guy could actually get extra dice to shoot, and if he was within a certain distance of the leader, then he could get even more dice. 5 shots on a plasma gun is just ridiculous.
Yeah, 5. I think you had 6 total on that guy because it's 4 plus you had 2 then because he's the leader.
It was a crazy number.
No, it hurt. And your dice rolling was pretty hot. My dice rolling wasn't terrible. It wasn't the worst I've ever rolled for dice, but it just, as soon as I started losing guys, it was tumbling down a steep ladder there for the Emperor's Chosen. We only had one guy hiding in a corner, alive at the end of the 4th turning point. Honestly, glad there's only 4 turns, because the 5th turn, I think I've just been chased off the board there. But definitely an interesting game system. I enjoyed it a lot. I think we will be bringing you more Heresy Kill Team. One of the things we were discussing off camera about it is it's going to allow new players to get into Heresy in a quick way because it's only 8 models.
Yes, and the other thing I also like about it is it's going to, I mean, I'm already on a mission to complete every single Legion because I'm crazy, but it's also going to be a great excuse to actually get the start on several of the Legions by just putting together and painting kill teams for them. So I'm actually really excited about that. And maybe we might even be able to get more players into the scene here in Malaysia through the Kill Team, the Heresy Kill Team rules. So I encourage you to do that in your local gaming area as well.
Yeah. We'll put a link in the description to where you can get the Horus Heresy Kill Team. All credit to the guys who did design this. It's very well thought out. It definitely gives an interesting aspect to old Kill Team. Hoping they update it for the 3rd edition, because I know 3rd edition has refined some of the kinks in 2nd edition. But then again, I think we just had fun all around.
Yeah, it was fun. Just my last comment is that the way that line of sight and things like this, it does make you think about your placement, your movement, everything else. But it is a bit clunky, so I do kind of hope that is revised in 3rd edition.
Yeah. Well, look, thanks very much for joining us, and I do hope you enjoyed this special Horus Heresy Battleport Kill Team edition from us at Far East Wargaming. If you've stayed tuned all this time, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Helps us grow the channel, helps us with this elusive YouTube algorithm, and we'll be bringing you more content in the future.
Yeah, thanks. We really appreciate it. Keep the comments coming. We do enjoy interacting with you, and do tell us constructively what we got wrong on this particular game. We're happy to listen. But we will catch you on the next one.